If you're an HVAC business owner and it's the middle of your shoulder season, which if you're watching this video, then it probably is, we're gonna break down how to generate your own tune-up leads through cold calling. Much more cost effective than buying leads, paying for marketing services, and it's something you can start doing today. And we're gonna break out the whole thing. We're gonna talk about the cold calling script that you can use. I'm gonna link to a template. We're gonna talk about how to actually find the homeowner numbers to call. Super simple. I'll break it down and show you how to do it. And then lastly, we're gonna talk about the numbers and see, does this actually make sense and how many appointments might you be able to book? So without further ado, we're gonna dive right in. Now, one thing I want to note is that these are not cold hard numbers of exactly what's going to happen. These are educated guesses based on my own experience with cold calling, my own experience running different types of marketing offers, and just kind of general cold calling data that's out there. So here's the script you want to use. Hi, John. I respect your time, so I'm going to let you know right away that this is a cold call. But if you have 30 seconds, I'd love to tell you about our HVAC tune-up special. So this is a great way to cold call without hurting your brand. You don't want to try to trick people into listening to you by saying, I've in some B2B examples, it's like, hey, I might have some work for the owner. And then you talk to them, it's like, buy some work. They mean that they want to sell you some leads, right? So we don't want to trick people. We don't want to harass people. We don't want to say, hey, this is so-and-so calling from such and such company. How are you? We're letting them we're being respectful. We're letting them know right away that this is a cold call, and we're giving them an opt-out if they want it, right? So this is a really easy way to get into the cold calling without hurting your brand. Now, if they say no, thank you, that's fine. We're going to conclude the call. We're not going to push it. But if they're willing to hear you out and they say, all right, take 30 seconds, that's when you're going to go into the next part of this pitch. So thank you. I'm Peter, I'm Peter with such and such HVAC company just down the road from, and you could use some kind of local landmark or plaza. So if I was cold calling people around here, I'd probably tell them I live right by the Summerdale Plaza, which is literally pretty much a stone's throw from my house. We're right down by the Summerdale Plaza. Hey, to help get homeowners ready for the heat of summer or the cold of winter, depending on what part of the year you're in, we're offering HVAC system tune-ups for just $49. These system tune-ups include a full system inspection, certain minor repairs if they're needed, and a filter change for standard filter sizes. If you're not interested, no problem, but if you think your system could use a tune-up, I would be happy to get you on the schedule. So by saying I'd be happy to get you on the schedule, you're instantly letting them know the next step. You're giving them an expectation of, if they agree to this, the next step is going to be to get them on the schedule. And then if they say, okay, sure, sounds good, let's get the tune-up, then you're just going to confirm their address, confirm their name, offer a couple day options like, all right, well, I could do Friday at 1 p.m., I could do Monday at 2 p.m. or whatever, just a couple day options, make it easy for them, rather than just kind of leaving it open and being like, what time works for you? And have them kind of, dig through their stuff. Book the appointment in your CRM, confirm the call, bam, you're done, you booked that appointment, and you can keep calling. So we know the script. How do we know what phone numbers to call? So there's this really awesome tool I found called Leads Please. And what you can do on there is you can go in and put in your exact criteria for homeowner lists that you want to generate. So you put in zip codes, regions, you can do like a mile radius around an address, and then you put in income, you put in age of the home, all that good stuff. And then you put in it shows you how many contacts are available. So maybe with the area you put in and stuff, it'll have like 100,000 available or whatever. And you can put in the amount you want to purchase. And then what you pay obviously depends on the amount you purchase. All right, so once you sign up for an account on Leads Please, what you're going to do is go over to mailing lists and then click on consumer mailing lists. So once you do that, you're just going to hit get started. And you can specify the geography by states, counties, zips, or cities. Or you can specify a radius around an address. So the way you do it is up to you. But let's do this one for now. And then you can choose your state. So for me, I chose Pennsylvania. And then these are two zip codes that I put in, which is my home zip code and another really good one around here, which is Mechanicsburg, Camp Hill area. So once you put those in, if you want to add more, you can go to, let's see here. How did I do this? Choose zip codes. So you would just choose your state, Pennsylvania. And then if you want to add another zip code, you just find this list, put in what you want. And then let's see here. Let's do little add button, and then that adds it. So that's how you choose your zip codes. Next, you're going to hit continue. And from here, you can choose a lot of, a lot of really good criteria. So I'm going to hit remove all on that. And then I'm going to say that age range, I want to be 45 plus. The age of home in years, probably for HVAC, you want like 20 to 25. And then you can add, oops, I didn't mean to continue yet. I hit stop. So let's do that. You can do the, let's see here, home purchase price. You can do the, let's see, there was another really good one in there somewhere. No, I forget. You can figure it out. The point is, that's how you add your criteria. From there, you can hit next. Or continue if it works. All right. So that's the criteria. Now, what you're going to want to do then is click on with phones. So you're going to check that little box. And then in here, you're going to select the number of leads to purchase. So I think there's so few here because we just have the criteria really narrowed down. So I'm going to hit change, and I'm going to include some more things. So I'm going to do age of home, and I'm going to include 35. And home prices, I'm going to choose more of those. So let's see, home purchase price. Let's add some more of these in there. Continue. All right, now as you can see, there's a lot more leads. And again, that's only a couple zip codes. So if you have more zip codes than that and just maybe a little bit broader criteria, you should be able to get way more. But yeah, so you put in how many it shows you what's available. So 1270 are available. Then you put in how many you want to buy. And yeah, just make sure to hit that check phone numbers so that you're not only getting the addresses that you could use as a mailing list if you want, but you're getting those phone numbers so you can do the cold calling. And from there, you just hit add to cart and go through their process to check out. And yeah, that's just coming up from stuff I had done before. But from there, you would just check out and download your leads. So when I went in and checked the box to add the phone numbers, it came out to $224.95 for 1,000 addresses and phone numbers. So that pricing might be different for you. I don't know if they have different pricing for different regions or whatnot. That's what showed up for me. From there, you can check out and download your list. So with a list of 1,000 homeowners who are your ideal demographic and you have their phone numbers, how many out of those 1,000 can you actually set for tune-up appointments? Let's do a little bit of math and kind of make some educated guesses, all right? So according to a survey from Software Advice, about 27.5% of respondents said they were likely to answer a phone call from a local area. My gut says that's a little high for how many people will actually answer the phone. So let's just cut that in half. Let's say you get somewhere around a 13.75 answer rate, all right? Now, if 33% of those homeowners are in the market, meaning they have an old enough unit, maybe 10 years old plus, and they haven't already talked to an HVAC company who came out and did a tune-up or came out and did a replacement recently. If 33% of those are in the market, now you've got 4.53% of those on the phone and in the market, right? So now you've narrowed it down, and now you have a chance to book that appointment. Now, if 25% of those agree to schedule with you, so out of the ones in the market, you get a quarter to actually schedule. That means now you've booked 1.13% of the 1,000 customers or of the 1,000 numbers, which comes out to 11 tune-up appointments. Now that 33% of homeowners who are in the market, you might be able to boost that by just more carefully selecting your data. I don't know if that would be older homes, older homeowners. That might be something you play around with to figure out what criteria is more likely to be the right people who are in the market, or maybe you just kind of know your market a little bit and you know certain neighborhoods and just what the case is likely to be. But that's more on the data side of what percentage is going to be in the market. Now, for that percentage that's in the market, how many do you book? This example of 25%, that could potentially be improved just by your tonality, your confidence in suggesting that appointment, and tweaking the scripts in various ways. So that's something that you'll probably just want to play around with the script and try to get better and better at it. And you might be able to boost that 25% up to maybe 30, 40%, something like that. Now, if the numbers in this example hold true, which again, they are purely based off an educated guess of this could reasonably happen, could be more or less, right? But based on the educated guess, if that was $224.95 for 1,000 addresses and phone numbers, we convert, roughly 11 tune-up appointments, then that means you paid $20.45 per appointment, which is not bad. Obviously, there's a lot of time that went into making those cold calls and scheduling that. But listen, if you are in the middle of your slow seasons, you don't have anything to do, your comfort specialists don't have anything to do, your technicians don't have anything to do, your CSRs don't have anything to do, why not get them on the phones, right? And keep in mind, that 13% answer rate, that's just one call through the list, right? But if you call back multiple times, you might be able to get a hold of up to 50% of the leads. The point is, the cost of that data to get those tune-up appointments is probably going to be super cheap compared to a lot of other lead sources. It's just going to take a lot of your time. Now, a little side note, in my experience with B2B cold calls, it just is not worth your time to leave a voicemail. Like, you just do not tend to get callbacks. And so, each voicemail, so if you're not leaving voicemails, you should be able to make somewhere around 30 to 60 calls per hour, right? If you leave voicemails, you could potentially just cut those numbers in half if you're leaving voicemails for everyone. So in my experience, you just want to call. If they don't answer, just hang up, move on to the next one, dial the next number as quickly as possible, and just get as efficient and focused as possible as you can while you're doing this. So I hope you find that helpful. Like I said, in the description of this video, I'm going to leave that template, and I'm also going to leave the website where you can actually go and find those leads. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content, hit the notification bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded, and we'll see you later.